The day began like any other in the orbiting military station above the fractured planet of Zithera Prime. I had trained for countless months, preparing for missions I didn't entirely understand, and yet today felt different. Something in the air, a tense hum of energy, the faint scent of ionized metal, set my nerves on edge. I walked to the armor bay, the hum of machinery beneath my boots matching the rapid beat of my heart. As I entered, the familiar clinks and mechanical whirs of the automated armor systems greeted me. I was used to being alone during this ritual, the meditative donning of the protective suit that would become my second skin. But today, I sensed another presence, a subtle, quiet gravity pulling at the edges of my awareness. She was there, the alien princess. Not a warrior, not a ruler in the conventional sense, but something far more dangerous, someone whose presence commanded both fear and fascination across the quadrant. She moved with a grace I had only glimpsed in holographic images of royalty, fluid, silent, and impossibly poised. But today, she stood unusually still, staring at my back. I felt it before I turned, her gaze like a concentrated weight pressing against my spine. I didn't dare look at her. My hands moved mechanically, fastening the chest plate, sliding the gauntlets into place, strapping the boots with precision born of habit. Each piece of armor clinked and whirred in a rhythm that echoed in the vast, metallic chamber. And all the while I knew she was watching. Then it happened. She froze. Not subtly, not like a minor twitch in curiosity, but completely mid-step. Her eyes widened, and the usual calm of her visage shattered for a fraction of a second. In that instant, every training regimen, every battle plan, every logic I had relied on seemed irrelevant. I finally dared to turn, careful not to show fear, though adrenaline coursed through me like liquid fire. "Princess," I began, my voice steady though my mind raced. She didn't speak. She couldn't. It was as if something primal had overtaken her composure. Her glowing eyes flicked to the small insignia etched on the armor I was now fully clad in, a symbol that meant nothing to most, but to her, it was a memory. A link. "You," she whispered, voice trembling, a mixture of disbelief and something I couldn't yet name. I didn't know. I studied her reaction. The princess, known across 3 systems for her calculated diplomacy and unyielding command, was shaken. And the cause? A symbol on my back, hidden in plain sight, that connected her to a past she had buried. It was time to tell her the truth. "Years ago," I said slowly, adjusting my helmet, "I promised someone I'd protect you no matter what. I didn't know it would lead me here, to stand in front of you like this." Her breathing grew rapid. She took a step back, then another, as though the simple existence of my armor, my readiness for battle, somehow threatened her entire worldview. "You're human," she whispered. All this time I thought. "Yes," I replied, meeting her gaze. "I am human, and yet here I am." There was silence. The kind of silence that stretches between 2 beings who know more about each other than words can describe. The unexpected mission. No sooner had we exchanged that charged glance than the alarms blared. A fleet of rebel ships emerged from hyperspace near the planetary rings, their weapons glowing red against the black void. These weren't ordinary rebels. They were genetically enhanced warriors from the Outer Rim, trained to exploit weaknesses in both technology and morale. The princess's advisors rushed past us, shouting calculations and orders, but she ignored them. Her attention was fixed on me, or more accurately, on the armor I wore and the stance I assumed. "They underestimated you," she said softly. "You carry yourself differently than other humans." I couldn't afford to lose focus. "Then let's show them exactly what I can do," I said, stepping toward the launch bay. The princess followed, not as a ruler giving orders, but as someone whose trust in me had shifted something fundamental. Battle above Zithra Prime. The shuttle bay doors opened, revealing a star-studded battlefield. Our squadron of hybrid human-alien fighters surged forward, plasma beams slicing through the void. The rebel ships fired back, each shot narrowly missing as I weaved through their formations with a precision that came from years of training. Her presence beside me was both comforting and distracting. The princess, known for her ruthless efficiency, now watched with wide eyes, almost as if seeing the human race in a new light. "Focus," I said, though my tone was gentle. "We don't have much time." She nodded, gripping the railing of her observation platform, the usual regal composure replaced by raw, almost childlike awe. We reached the heart of the enemy fleet. Their flagship, massive and heavily shielded, loomed before us. I could see the alien commanders waving orders, their confidence unshaken until now. "This is it," I said. "I go in first. Cover me." She hesitated, then stepped forward. "No. You've always done this alone," she said, voice firm but soft, a mixture of fear and trust intertwined. And then, for the first time, I felt truly human. My armor was not just protection, it was a symbol of choice, of courage, of the bond forming between human and alien, individual and royalty. The twist. As I boarded the rebel flagship, I realized something impossible. One of their lead engineers bore the same insignia as the one on my armor. My mind raced. This was no coincidence. The rebels had planned this. They had manipulated events to provoke me, to test whether the human could rise to the challenge. The princess's gasp echoed in my helmet comms. They knew you would come," she whispered. "Yes," I muttered, scanning the bridge. "And now we end this." The battle was brutal. Plasma beams tore through the hull, and gravity fields fluctuated, tossing us violently. I fought through, disabling their main weapons system manually, each motion precise, each strike calculated. Finally, I reached the core control. With a final override, I activated a shutdown sequence. The flagship went dark, its weapon systems offline. The remaining ships retreated in disarray. Resolution. Back on the station, silence fell once again. The princess approached, walking slowly, her armor now replaced with ceremonial robes. She studied me, not as a warrior studies another, but as a sovereign recognizing something beyond rank and species. "You saved countless lives," she said softly. "And yet Her voice faltered. She had seen the human courage she had underestimated, the ability to act with morality, honor, and bravery in ways her advisors had never predicted. "I saw your choice," I said. "You could have condemned me, dismissed me, or ordered me executed. Instead, you trusted me." She lowered her gaze, then smiled faintly, almost shyly. I never thought a human could make me feel seen. I removed my helmet. The glow of the station lights reflected in her eyes. She reached out, lightly touching the armor's edge still on my shoulder, and for the first time, our worlds felt aligned. "I think," she said, almost to herself, "we've underestimated what humans can do." I chuckled softly. Maybe. But it took someone willing to stare fear down, and someone willing to see beyond appearances. She stepped back, regaining composure, and straightened her robes. "Then let this be the start of something new," she said. And in that moment, I knew it was. Not just a bond forged by necessity, or politics, or even duty, but a recognition between two beings from entirely different worlds, united by courage, choice, and unexpected understanding. The insignia on my armor no longer represented just a rank. It symbolized trust. It symbolized the beginning of an alliance, a friendship, perhaps even something deeper. And as we looked out over Zithra Prime, its twin suns casting a warm glow over jagged mountains and shimmering cities, I felt a certainty I had never known, that today we had changed everything.